So a lot of people have been talking about Jai Opetaia signing with Zuffa Boxing, and when you look into it, you understand sort of why a move like this makes sense and why it's happened. To the naked eye, to the untrained eye, you're looking at Jai thinking, well, surely Jai would go with one of the established mainstream promoters that can sort of secure him the biggest paydays. But the reality is, Jai Opetaia has been fighting for a long period at world level, multiple world title defenses, now unified. Well, not unified, but is the Ring Magazine champion as well. And he's not fighting. He's not getting big paydays when he's fighting. Rumor has it he's fighting for 100 grand, 150 grand, which is crazy to me because this guy, he's an undefeated world champion and widely regarded as the guy at cruiserweight. When you're the Ring Magazine champion at that weight division, you tend to be regarded as the guy of the division. Yet, he's not getting big paydays. Now, why is that? Is it because he's not got a big dance partner? Yes. Is it because Jai Opetaia, even though to hardcore fans he's a huge name, to casual fans he's not got that commercial appeal? Yes. And is it also to do with the division he's in? Also, yes. These are all factors in why Jai Opetaia historically has not been making and not been getting these huge paydays. Because cruiserweight is sort of seen as a no man's land division, right? If you're a blown up light heavyweight, you go up to cruiserweight. If you're too small for heavyweight, you go to cruiserweight. But if you want to see those athletes in their peak, you see them as premier athletes at heavyweight, or you see them as, in shape light heavyweights. Which is why, the cruiserweight division is seen as sort of that no man's land, because you're sort of getting the run of light heavyweight and the run of heavyweight and sort of morphing it into that one division. It's kind of how it's seen to a lot of people, in my opinion. But that shouldn't be the case, because Jai Opetaia is a serious operator with serious power and a very good boxer as well. We've seen in some fights, especially recently, I think he's just really overconfident and he's got the idea that nobody can hurt him. I've seen Jai, get hit coming inside and not be defensively responsible as he should be. But I say all that to get back to my main point about the paydays, is where Zuffa doesn't even need to be offering Jai that much more money. I'm hearing Jai's fighting for 150 grand a fight. Zuffa may have come in offering a 3-fight deal for 1.5 mil, and he's jumping out his socks for that. He'll jump off a roof for that, compared to what he's getting at the moment. And again, he's the first big signing for Zuffa, so again, a strategic move for him. He's probably thinking, yeah, if I can be their first big star, they're going to promote the hell out of me. And again, it makes a lot of sense, because that should be what they do. Dana White's had a mixed bag in MMA, in my opinion. He's done some great for the sport, but in recent years, definitely hasn't been cooking as hard as he could have been, right? But yeah, I really do think that this is an interesting move, but like I said, it's a move that when you look at all the factors, and you look at all the details, and you look at the way the cruiserweight division is looking, you look at Jai Opetaia's current paydays, and you look at the potential room for growth as well. Because again, Jai's not got all the belts at cruiserweight. You've got Zurdo v Benavidez fighting. The winner of that fight is Jai. That's a huge fight. That's not a huge cruiserweight fight. That's a huge fight. They can do it in Australia where Jai's from. Maybe they'll do it in America. I don't know what Benavidez's ticket selling situation is like. I mean, I imagine in the South he's got quite a big fan base because he's Mexican and those fighters typically tend to do better around there. But we'll see. Or maybe it'll be a huge Vegas payday for both of them. I could see that happening soon. That would be a crazy fight. And that's a fight I hope happens. And realistically, Jai signing with Zuffa and Benavidez being with PBC. Well, he's with Turkey. David Benavidez is with Turkey now, isn't he? So that fight can get made. That fight can get made super easy. Super easy. And Zurdo's a guy who's very accomplished at cruiserweight. I don't think he could beat Benavidez. If he did beat Benavidez, then again, Zurdo's a guy who, he's probably seen as ducking Jai, but anyone for the right payday will fight someone, right? If Zurdo's ducking Jai, it's most likely a matter of money, right? Zurdo probably thinks, he's not going to win this, so if he's going to take this fight, he needs to get a big payday. Turkey can give him that big payday. Whether he will or not, we don't know. I can't tell the future. But even if we are in this situation, it's probably unlikely, because I think Benavidez will beat Zurdo, and fight Jai Opetaia. But yeah, it is an interesting move. And what do you guys think of Jai signing with Zuffa? Is it a signing that, when you look back on it, makes sense, or are you still sort of surprised that Jai signed with Zuffa? Let me know in the comments below. Another episode of the Seth Solo Side Quest in the bag, and I'm out. Peace.